there, guys. Welcome back to another episode of E&Ftv. We're back with my good friend Thibault Catala. Thibault, how are you doing, sir?
Very good. I'm very happy to be here, Thomas. That has been a long time that we didn't talk. So yeah, I was happy to be back.
Honestly, 3 years, 3 years, it's gone like a flash, hasn't it? Oh,
Exactly.
but no, it's great to have you back on the show. There's a lot that I want to catch up with you on, but also there's something that you released very recently that I'm very much excited about learning a bit more about, and I know that a lot of our audience will be as well, because I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people. But first off, just in case anybody doesn't know who you guys are, which I can imagine is a very few people, to be totally honest with you, in the market that we sit in now, but can you just give us a quick snippet as to who Catala Consulting are and what you guys do?
Sure. Okay. So my name is Thibault Catala. I'm French, as you can hear in my accent, as usual. But I've created Catala Consulting back in 2018. And we have been focusing on outsourced revenue management for hotels in across Europe, mostly like boutique hotels. But we have been working with a different range of hotels, ranging from big investment firms like BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, to more mom and pop hotels, independent. So we have quite a diverse portfolio of hotels across Europe, between the UK, France, Spain, the Netherlands. Our team has been quite family office. So in size, we are 5-6 person, all quite senior. And yeah, the expertise and the added value that we bring to the tables has been great. And so far, we see regularly some of our clients delivering on budget, but seeing some growth between 15 to 20% revenue increase year on year. The before and after we took them on board.
Wow.
So yeah, has been great, and yeah, focusing on the revenue management and helping the market do more.
Fantastic. And again, we said this off camera, but you guys are always up to something. There's always something going on in your LinkedIn. There's always announcements happening. You guys are so busy. Can you give us a bit of an insight as to how things have been and what growth we've seen or exciting stuff that has happened with Catala Consulting since you were last on the show 3 years ago? Because I know so much has happened.
Mm-hmm. Sure. No, and again, the last few years have been also a big learning curve for me, because I've learned to how to scale a company without burning out everything, because that's a big milestone as well for a company, but you need to do it correctly. So right now, what I was focusing on was to make sure that the core processes were here, the team was stable, the processes, the system that we are using are quite stable and quite in line with what we want, because we still want to deliver value to our clients. And at the same time, I don't want to scale too fast just for the sake of scaling up. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So for me, the last few years has been a lot of work to make sure we have the right foundation, the right team, and then to be able to move even further. But for us, the added value that we bring to the table to the market in terms of allowing hoteliers, allowing hotels to access a very expert revenue manager in the market without having to hire them on site at a fraction of the cost of hiring them on site has been great. And really, that was my main mission at the very beginning, was to help those kind of hoteliers, because I realized those kind of revenue management practices were okay with a big brand, like big corporate. But outside the big corporate world, we are still ages to go. And that's where I felt the added value that we bring to the table is just immense.
Amazing. And again, with regards to the team, so your team was even smaller back then, and now you've got a well-established team, as you said, senior level. You're bringing in more people in terms of that sort of younger level as well, that you're able to learn and develop and learn their craft within revenue, which is honestly, me at that end of the market in terms of growing and cultivating our next generation of commercial leaders, and you're at the forefront of that. And now, which is I'm really happy about. It's good to hear, and it's good to see that more leaders are doing that, which is a big thumbs up from me.
Yeah, thank you. But we had this discussion offline as well. I do believe the revenue management is still quite fun. Unfortunately, we make it so complicated, so much theory focused, and it's less and less fun in some area. So I want to be part of this mission of making revenue management fun again, attractive again for new generation, for new students, because it's super fun. Believe me, it's super fun. But it's our responsibility to make it fun, to attract new talents, and to say, okay, revenue management, it's a good career choice for your future. and that's also one of my motto, and that's also why I took some gigs on being visiting lecturer for Lyon and for some other schools, and that's something which I realized I was adding value, and again, that's part of my mission to democratize revenue management and to make revenue management much more fun than it is.
Amazing. We're going to start wearing red caps saying "Make revenue management great again" or "Fun again, fun again." Let's do that. So that brings me on to the big subject of today. And as soon as I saw it on LinkedIn, I think, in fact, it was moments after you'd posted it. I think you must have got a message from me because I was like, I need to talk to Thibault. So the revenue management handbook.
Playbook.
Can you tell us? Playbook. Can you tell us? Because I know there's a backstory to this. Can you tell us why you decided to create it? What it is? Go on.
No, I had something in the back of my mind in terms of online course for a while, and I never had the time to really sit down and do it. But I wanted to do this kind of online course to, again, democratize revenue management, to increase awareness of revenue management. Because you and I, we know about revenue management, we know about RevPAR, we know about what's going on in revenue management.
Sure.
But I can guarantee you that every day I'm still educating some of my clients on basics revenue management, and the market as such, you have an understanding of revenue management which is still to be developed. And I do believe that's one of the biggest opportunity for the hospitality industry is to embrace revenue management, to know what is revenue management about, not make it too complicated, but to make it quite simple, doing the basics right, to make sure they can optimize and thrive as an industry as well. And that was my way of giving back to the industry, because you can see the price have been quite low for the early launch, and I want to increase awareness of revenue management. I want to democratize revenue management. So the revenue management playbook cover from the very basics, the very like the foundation, the groundwork on revenue management, like in terms of tactical and strategy, and as well at the end a bit more advanced for the one who are still in need of something a bit more juicy. But I share as well some frameworks, some templates that I use, and as well some guide on if they are looking for more resources. But here is mostly for students, but as well for hotelier looking to learn more about revenue management.
Yeah. That was something that sort of I caught on really when we were discussing it earlier, was it really is for anybody and everybody. So, and what I mean by that is you've got students, absolutely. This is going to be perfect for somebody stepping into this that has an interest in revenue management or has heard about it and thinking, I want to get a bit more. So accessible to students, absolutely. But then you've got the way I see it as well is you've got regional hotel GMs or owners of hotels that, you know, as you said, like mum and pop sort of situations where they know what revenue management is, or they kind of know what it is and they don't really know how it works, but you know, whatever, and they're dipping their toe, or they might have, you know, an idea, but this will give them that opportunity to hone that skill and understand the real craft of revenue management, rather than it just being a finger in the sky, this sounds like it works, or we need to drop the price quickly. It's like, no, that's not how this works. It's for everybody. It's so accessible, and I guess that's got to be one of the big positives, right?
It is, and I use as well the course with my clients, because I give access to my client to the course, so this way we can start talking the same language from day one. And that helps a lot. And people say, okay, thank you, that makes sense. I start to understand a lot of things. Of course, you have to get used to my French accent on the course, but that's something which is okay. But I try to make it as simple as possible, as fun as possible, and to make sure we can increase this kind of awareness and keeping things simple and fun.
Fantastic. And that sort of, I guess, customer journey on that then. So once they sign up, is it all self-driven? Is it how does it work? How's the course, or how does the program work?
Yeah, it's self-driven. All the session are recorded, so you can do it at your own pace. You can go back to some content anytime. So you get access to the platform. Amazing. And you get access to all the session whenever you want. You have at the end, you have a small quiz, and if you pass the quiz, you receive as well a small certification. which
Fantastic.
can well you can put it on your CV. Okay, that's worth what is worth, but that's by
Hey,
Thibault Catala on this.
yeah, yeah.
And but still, I do believe it could be like to show to future employers that you develop your skills in revenue management. So that's one. And yeah, you also have the part of asking questions directly within the session. So if something like there's some topics that you are not comfortable with, you can ask question, and I can answer, and my team as well will be able to answer.
Fantastic.
And at the end as well, I put some practical exercise, because I like to talk about. I don't talk much about the theory within the course, because I like to
Yeah,
focus on simple things, much more practical, much more like what I've been doing on a daily basis, and to try to simplify the process as much as possible, so
sure.
everyone can do revenue management by themselves after this course.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's again, it's making it accessible. It's making it um it's giving people the opportunity to explore without going down the route of a one of the larger courses
Mhm.
that requires a lot more from you. And
Mhm.
and what I mean by that is those courses, one, financially, as you said already, and I just for anybody watching this, this wasn't planned. When I did jump on the website, because I am actually interested in signing up myself, I saw the price and I thought that's
Something
that's
wrong.
a very good price.
Yes.
But then you look at the other courses, and of course we are affiliated with a number of other courses. This is an opportunity for people that have no experience to be able to do it, but also people with experience. And I suppose in terms of, we've already touched on who it was really aimed at, but what are you hoping for this to have? What positive impact are you hoping that this has?
Mhm.
What's the goal, I suppose, there?
I want people to like if you have some students who are currently in hospitality school and told me like I choose to go in revenue management after your course, for me that would be like a big win. That would be
Yeah,
my biggest win actually.
yeah,
So I want to make the job, the role of revenue manager as attractive as it is, because it's super fun. That's
yes,
something I repeat, but it's very fun.
yeah,
But we need to frame it in a way that is it's simple, it's very fun, it's a core of a hotel performance.
yeah,
So you play a vital role in the hotel, and that's my motivation. It's mostly to show people that project management is accessible. Is
yeah,
it's a mix between art and science, yes,
yes,
but it's very accessible, and anyone can do it. And even like if you have some hotel owners, as we call it, mom and pop, who say
mm.
like, okay, I've applied your frameworks and I started to do revenue management, and we saw an increase of 20, 30, 40%. That's again,
What
that
do
will
you
be my
want?
objective.
Yeah, absolutely. I something that sort of resonated with me just then about you talking to a student and then wanting to go down the revenue route. I weirdly enough, I was at the Roehampton campus with Glion, and there was two people in particular. One of them actually ended up going into revenue management, so that was a big yes. But they were torn. They were actually torn at the time between the finance route and revenue, and they weren't sure, and they didn't get too much information about the revenue side. But of course, there was loads to do with the finance side,
Mm.
um, and they ended up going down the revenue route, and that was a big win. So I'm with you on that one. That if we
That
can get
finance,
more people
yeah.
moving down the revenue route and realizing how awesome it can be,
Mm.
I'm right next to you, mate, flying that flag.
I
Absolutely.
love this kind of thing as well, because like me as well, I was torn between revenue management and finance
There
at
you
the very
go.
beginning. But I found out that revenue management, it's a fun finance. I don't know if
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
because finance, you have to deal with accounting numbers. It's very strict, and it's very,
Yeah.
I don't want to say boring, because it's very important, don't get me
Sure.
wrong, but revenue management, it's a fun part of dealing with numbers in a hotel,
Yes.
because you have to communicate, you have to convince, you have to present, you have to experiment, you have to try new stuff. It's very fun. Again,
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun, and it's not like a finance, which could be for different type of people. And
Yes.
someone who have a lot of soft skills in terms of presentation, communication, and wants to be as well a number and a person, I will
Yeah.
always recommend to go to revenue management.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we've seen this. You and I have spoken about this on a number of occasions. That soft skill element now is
Mhm.
paramount to being a
Mhm.
revenue manager. You cannot be a revenue manager without being in those rooms,
100%.
without having to get that influence, without having to get that buy-in. We've seen it so much.
Mm.
You are so right in that sense, because that soft skill element you cannot survive in this market without it.
No, no. And more with the new tech, the new system, everything.
Yep.
Today, price. So before, okay, you could be a nerd in front of your computer, just dealing with numbers and doing with pricing and so on, and that was fine.
Yeah.
Today, you have AI, you have machine, you have technology who can do a better job than us.
Yeah.
And now the job of revenue manager is to convince, is to present, is to strategize, and all of this you require much more soft skills than before. So today, you can be the best revenue manager, the best person fully focused on data analytics. But if you
Yeah.
don't know to present your ideas, if you don't know to convince or to communicate, you will worth zero.
This is it. This is it.
Mm.
Thibault, thank you so much for telling us a bit more about it. Now I want to find out a bit about what Catala Consulting have got coming up. What does the future hold? What's happening? What's exciting?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we continue to grow as well at Catala Consulting.
Yeah.
We are now hiring another person to join us
Oh,
to expand the
anyone
team.
interested? Click the link below. We'll put
There you go.
Thibault's details there because they are looking. There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. So that's currently the next step. We continue to grow across Europe because the need for outsourced project management has been growing as well. Because
Yeah.
first of all, there is a revenue manager shortage.
Yes.
That's something which is a fact.
Yeah.
That's across Europe.
Yeah.
So now we also give them an access to expert revenue manager at a fraction of the cost of hiring them, but
Yeah.
just to find someone as well, because someone they don't find good talent as well.
Yeah.
So there is a growing demand for this kind of services. And the second one, which I'm very excited about, because I've also dedicated my time much more into education, as we just discussed. I've
Yes.
been visiting lecturer in a hospitality school in Lyon and in other schools,
Yeah.
and I want to continue to focus on developing this new mission in revenue management to make it much more simple, much more accessible, and to increase awareness, but as well
Yeah.
to launch a new movement,
Yes.
which I'm currently researching a lot about. Because I do believe, I gave some hints on LinkedIn already,
Yeah.
but I do believe we are currently at a tipping point in revenue management, and we already evolved from tactical revenue management, from descriptive revenue management, to a much more prescriptive revenue management, to much more strategy. I do
Yes.
believe right now we are at a tipping point to the next phase, which is like leveraging technology, leveraging AI, generative AI, as much as you can, for us revenue manager to become much more like revenue alchemist, revenue
Yes.
scientist, where
Right.
the job of a revenue manager is much more to define the processes, define the technology, to make sure everything is going in the right direction, but us to spend much more time on the experimentation. Because what has been working for me in this hotel may not be working for you on the hotel next door. And
Sure.
that's the job of a revenue manager, to find out what is exactly working for you. And what has been working for you last week may not be working for you next week. That's the reality of the market. And I
Yeah.
do believe revenue manager should, as the best person for this kind of position. So my research, my papers is focusing on the topic of moving from revenue management to something I call experimental revenue optimization,
Right.
ERO,
Yeah.
where the job of a revenue manager is now becoming much more a scientist, a much more alchemist, rather than only a revenue manager.
Really exciting. Really exciting. Well, again, off camera, you and I are going to try and do something early next year with this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where that goes. We're going to leave it there, I think. Let's leave it there. Let's leave people on a bit of a cliffhanger on that one. Thibault, first off, I want to say a massive thank you to you for joining me today. I know how incredibly busy you are, so thank you for carving out some time. It's been really great to hear about, obviously, the revenue management playbook. I will be signing up this afternoon, so expect me to be signing up very shortly. And I am really looking forward to it. That's why I asked you a couple of questions just off camera before pressing the button. But now you've clarified that it is basic, it is for anybody. That's something I want to jump on. But for anybody else that wants to sign up, that wants to get the revenue management playbook, what I'll do is I'll put a link down below. Anybody that wants it can click on that. They'll also have access to your details as well. But Thibault, thank you so much for joining me today.
Same here, Thomas. Quite fun. Always quite fun to discuss with you. And I will see you very soon in London.
Absolutely, absolutely. And guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. As I say, if you want to find anything out about what we discussed today, there will be a link down below to click on. If you've got any questions, or you want to connect with Thibault, I will also put his details down below as well. He's always up for a conversation. He's always up for sharing his knowledge and expertise, and he's someone that loves connecting with people in the industry. So I want to say a big thanks to all of you for tuning in, and we'll see you in next week's episode. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Ciao.